Yo, I'm gassed to be back, man.
Yeah, me too.
Seriously, man.
And I hope our listeners who have listened in before are gassed to be back too. Welcome back to the Friends Over Foes podcast with your host, Minnie James. And we are joined by our other host, Beach99, spelt
boy.
Beach XCIX. I'm glad to be back.
Same here, man. Same here. I'm so glad to be back on here, though. It feels like it's just been so long since we've done the last episode. And it's mad.
It's hilarious because usually when people say, oh, it's glad to be back, it's because they've just finished the first season and then they're starting the second one. We've only done one episode. This is our second episode. We've already taken a break from it. It's hilarious.
Exactly. It's just like, we did one episode and then we did for like a whole month, and it's just like...
And people are like, did it just not work out? Have you guys finished already? I'm like, no, what happened was we did it and then we were like, we'll do another one next week, and then the studios reopened, and obviously we're going to put our music first. So...
Of course.
Yeah. But oh my God. Our hiatus is over, I promise.
We're done. Like, we're back on it now. We're going to be a bit more consistent with the podcast episodes, and we'll get more guests on in the future as well, which we're looking forward to. So
it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be a journey. Yeah, so we want to say that, and we got a lot of things to cover in this episode today, actually, which I'm looking forward to. Like, I know you got a document list to go through, James. So if you want to,
but I think we're going to go off document before we go on document. One thing we're quite late on, but we would have been on time if we actually did the second episode on time. It's Bobby Schmurder, right?
Yeah, you know what? We were supposed to mention that in the last episode, but we just forgotten to put it back in. So it's like, you know what? We're going to include him here now because it's better late than never.
So the news is he's free. We are very late on that news. We would have been on time. Please bear that in mind. We would have been on time, but oh well, right?
But it is what it is, though. But I do have an opinion on Bobby Schmurder, though, because I will say, though, like since his release in February, like a lot of people have been like asking, "Where's the music at?" Because because there was a lot of hype surrounding him, but when he came out, like his Instagram page garnered like millions and millions of followers since his release because there was so much hype running around, and it's been like over 2 months now since he's been released, and a lot of people are just like wondering, where's the music? Because if he doesn't release anything now, then his hype's going to die down. But personally, in my opinion, I don't think his hype's died down like at all. Like his hype's not as big as it was before, but it's not as like massive as it was back then. Because you got to take into consideration that Bobby has to follow a parole, which he has to do for the next 6 years. Like
exactly,
he can't drink or he can't do any of those like explicit activities whilst he's out because he has to remain on parole for until 2026, from what I read. So, and if he wants, and he can't go over to other artists' studios and record late at night because he has to be he has a parole until 8 o'clock.
Oh, he's got like a curfew.
Yeah, curfew.
Okay, it's understandable.
Yeah, definitely.
And how long was he locked up for again?
I think he was arrested in 2015. Yeah, so he was locked up for 6 years, and then he got out.
So after 2 months of this guy being free and trying to live his life for the first time in however many years, after 2 months, people are like, where's the music? I feel like you got to let the guy live. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then you got to take into consideration is that Bobby is trying to adapt to the new world that he's come out to. Do you know what I mean? Because
as well.
Yeah, and then 2014 to 2015 period that he was living in is a lot different to the world today. Like the music's changed, like everything around him's changed. So he's got to like adapt to it. So a lot of people don't take thoughts that he's probably trying to, adapt his music to, today's sound that we listen to on the radio or anywhere. So that's another thing that you got to think about.
This is one of those things, isn't it? Because if you're a fan of him, like say, because I know you're a big fan of Kendrick.
Oh, absolutely.
So when after every album, he hasn't been locked up or anything. He's just constantly been working on music and improving his style and improving all of his skills to do with music. Whereas Bobby, it's going to be like a huge break. So he may have lost some of the skills. He may have gained some of the lyricism because he might have been writing in jail. Who knows? Do you know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know what people want. Do they want the Bobby Shmurda from when he was arrested, or like a new, profound, more modern version? Because to get that, he's going to have to analyze other artists and take notes and manifest it before he actually releases anything anyway.
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree with you there, because like when you mentioned with Kendrick, like he releases an album like every 3-4 years, but it's been about 3 years since he released his last album, Damn. But the difference between Kendrick and any other artists that we got in today's industry is that he takes his time to make good music. Other artists,
I think that's important.
Yeah, other artists is like, let's say the Migos, like they just hop in the studio, they go in the booth, and then they just freestyle them every 10 minutes, and then they just move on to the next one.
Yeah.
So they just like, rush songs out and rush albums out sort of thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like to label that as like the fast food of music.
Fully agree. Honestly, fully agree.
It's easily digestible. Easily digestible music. So a lot of people, will consume it, when they press it out. Because when people see an album from the Migos or an album from, Kodak Black, it's like, oh, yo, Kodak released a new album. Let's hear it. And then, it's just all like, the same crap that you hear.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Kanye and Quadeca. I know it's weird putting them both in the same box, but a thing with an artist, if they tweet out saying, I'm not dropping the album just yet anymore, I'm pushing it back to a later date because I got to work on it more. For me, that's like, also, it's going to be even better than we thought. I think that's I don't know if that's a little strategy to market it a little bit better, but for me, that's like, oh, I've got to really listen to this thing because I'm really trying. Like Quadeca, he pushed it back like a whole year, I think. And was it Kanye's last album? Didn't he like push it back like 5 different times as well?
I think he did, because I remember that. What was it? Is it Yandy?
Was it? Yeah. Was it the Blue Disc one? I'm really bad with Kanye albums, I'm not going to lie.
Are you going about the gospel album that he released?
I think so. I think he pushed it back like 5 different times. Or does he do it a lot with his albums?
I think he tends to do it with a lot of his albums because, what was it, Yandy? I think it was that he was supposed to release. Like, he's pushed that back so many times, and it's just like, it's so...
Yeah.
So
it's
funny.
Jesus is King that I'm thinking of.
Oh, Jesus is King, that's it.
Yeah. I remember him pushing it back quite a lot. And for me, that was like, okay, so I think that shows a lot of fans that he's not just like willy-nilly, this'll do, that'll do, they can have that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do with my album as well. I haven't released music in like 10 months because I'm trying so hard to make it better, like the best music I've ever made. And I'm learning that from like these other artists like Kendrick, Cole, Kanye. Even if I'm not a proper fan of these artists, I respect the whole pushing it back, making sure it's as good as it can get.
Oh, 100% though. Like that shows a lot of people that you're dedicating yourself to, making good music, and you want to make sure that it can last in the long run. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And I think one artist that I'm going to call out, Trippie Redd. That last album, was it, I can't remember, was it the Pegasus versus Neon Shark or something?
Yeah, that album there. Sorry, but I couldn't sit through the album because of the track list.
How long was it? It was like
32 tracks or something like that.
Yeah. And for me, like, even if they're good, I feel like, I don't know, with Trippie's past record, like he had like certain songs like Fuck Love with X and I don't know. I don't really know a trippy song by him that I'm like, I'll play that at a party, play it, just put it on, repeat it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like, I couldn't get through it. Like, even the first 5, it just sounded like they all just sound like filler tracks. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Like, that'll do. Get a trap beat, do some melodic stuff on a chorus, talk about random stuff, put it out. Please don't come at me if you're a Trippy fan, by the way. I just want to. It's not just Trippy. Like, I don't want to say this. I really don't want to say this because I respect the artist so much. But I'm going to say it. Juice WRLD. You know, with his last album, is it Legends Never Die?
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is just like songs that he made before he died and like freestyle. Like, because I heard that he just gets in the mood, freestyles to a beat, done, and he does like 4 different songs in an hour.
Okay.
Which is unbelievable because Juice WRLD is amazing at freestyling. And I'm trying so hard just to like, but if you just like talk about random stuff all the time, there's not as much, what is it? And glue behind it. Like his album, is it Goodbye and Good Riddance?
Yeah.
The whole idea behind that, it was kind of like a story of how he missed his ex and then he's like started to do better and then his ex heard him on the radio and then she's like, oh my God, come back. And he's like, hell no, I've grown into a better person. Whereas last album was literally, I mean, I guess it was like a greatest hits that you haven't heard before kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it's just, I prefer albums with a bit of, I don't know, the texture to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It has like a backbone to it.
Yeah, I genuinely feel like if Juice WRLD was still alive and they was going to release an album, it would be not so much better because the songs themselves, don't get me wrong, they're actually insane how good they are. To say he's just jumped in the studio, freestyled a bit and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I feel like if he was still alive and he was like being like, that song would work because of this and that, and I feel like it would work so much better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. And that's
so hard not to be disrespectful.
Nah, listen, man, you're good though, because like, think about like Eminem when he wanted to collaborate with Juice. Like, he mentioned in the interview that he did last year about the freestyle that he did with Tim Westwood, and that was one of the reasons why M wanted to collab with Juice, and that because he saw how talented he was as an artist, and do you know what I mean? And he was so young as well, and it was unfortunate with what happened to him when he passed away, because you know what I mean, like the news broke, the hip hop industry and music. So it's just like, you know, I understand where you're coming from with Juice and that, but with Trippie Redd as well. Yeah, his last album, his latest one, is just that. Yeah, I couldn't listen to all of it, and you know he released the deluxe version of it as well, where it has an additional 30 tracks or something like that. So in total,
what?
Yeah, he released a deluxe to an album that already has enough tracks.
Do you know what it was called? Was it Pegasus?
Yeah, I think it's just Pegasus Deluxe is what it was called. Because if you look that up, he literally releases just a 20 additional tracks on there. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why do you need to do that? But don't get me wrong, Trippie he's sick with the melodies. Like, you know what I mean?
Totally agree.
Like, I'm not going to undispute that. But I don't know if it were the label's choice to release the project with that many track lists, or if it was like himself or his management or whoever. But either way, I thought that was like a bad move on their part.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, it's Pegasus Neon Shark versus Pegasus presented by Travis Barker in brackets Deluxe. I mean, the album cover's insanely awesome. I'm not going to deny that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's 40 tracks long.
What?
That's insane.
You see what I mean?
There's some great features. Lil Mosey, no. I just thought, I was like, oh no. Machine Gun Kelly. Yeah, there's like loads of great. I mean, yeah, I'm sure if he released them, like, I mean, what? That's 40. That's like, math. That's like at least five different EPs he could have done.
100% though. And also, you got to take into consideration of how many tracks these artists record. Because you know when Juice WRLD passed, reports came out saying that he had over 2,000 recorded songs in it.
In the vault, yeah.
So
it's insane.
So that's like tens and tens of albums or EPs worth of tracks that you could put on there.
Yes, and dear fellow, should we call them friends? Because I feel like friends over foes. Dear friends, please don't turn into foes. I do respect Trippie Redd. I actually do like a lot of songs he's featured on. I know that doesn't really help my case. Like one from the recent Kyle album. I think it's called Forget About Me. His feature on that is insane, his vocals. I like his feature on Machine Gun Kelly's Candy, if that helps. So I do know of Trippie Redd. Actually, to be fair, he has a song called The Grinch that I like.
All right.
But I don't listen to it like religiously, so I can't really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm stressing. Oh.
So yeah, Deluxe albums are like, I'm not really a big fan of it, especially like the main trends tend to start with Uzi last year when he released the Eternal Take Deluxe.
Wait, he released a Deluxe for that?
Yeah, Louis Vert versus the World 2. It was technically a Deluxe for Eternal Take. And then after when that happened, other artists started following along, like Nav, for example, Lil Baby. They released Deluxes for theirs last year. And, you know, a lot of people were getting sick of this Deluxe album trend because a lot of people were seeing it as like as a way just to boost them, you know, streams and that, because obviously the more streams that they get and the more play time, then, you know, the more revenue and that they're going to generate, and they're going to push them higher in the algorithm for, you know, streaming services.
It's all about money in it, really, which is a shame. Because I feel like a lot of these albums are like, you know, we'll take 5 songs out and then release that, and then we'll save those 5 songs for the Deluxe, which in respect, it is a clever way, but I don't know. I think it's a bit disrespectful to the music side of things.
Yeah, definitely, though. Like, it's just a slap in the face to those who just take their time to make good music. And, you know, it's just like, I don't know.
I got to point this out now for people, for listeners. If we're working very hard on our joint EP, Belittled Grafters. So, Brandon, now we've said all this, we have to make it like really good.
No, definitely. Definitely.
Because you know, when people watch reaction channels that also make music and they're like, all right, you think that about my artist that I like? Let's listen to your music and judge it.
Yeah.
So we've got to bring it.
No, but we are working extremely hard on our EP, and also James is working hard on his album as well. So we have a lot to get on with, and we're independent artists, so we are doing a lot to work with. So
you
know, time will tell, and you know, it'll be worth it when it comes though, because I'm gassed.
You're expecting now. I released my album and people are like, oh, this track list is like 15 tracks long. It's 15 tracks too long. Trippie Redd wiped the floor with all of his songs on his 40-long album. No, I'm kidding. I'm just joking around.
Oh my God.
No disrespect to the Trippie fans or the Juice WRLD fans. I'm a Juice WRLD fan. I bought Death Race for Love on CD.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, big respect to all of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Respect to all these artists, though. But also, though, I don't think it's their fault purely, because it has to do with the labels, the management.
Oh my God, yeah. I hate labels so much. If there's a label watching, don't be controlling.
Don't be controlling.
Not that he's going to listen to a little 5'5" kid.
Do you know what I mean? Oh boy, oh man. This is just turned into a big rant now.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we do best, isn't it? If this was happening in like a normal call, we'd be like, save it for the podcast. We have to do that. Anyway, in other news, George Floyd.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say on this, I'm not going to lie.
Same here, same.
I want to first off say I'm very happy with the outcome, but I think a lot of things are showing in the media I'm speaking for my race. Is that the way to put it? I'm really trying to be like, not disrespect anyone. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a very careful subject. But with a lot of people that have, is it Caucasian? Is that the right term?
Yeah, that's right.
I've noticed a lot of them are like tweeting out. Well, at the time they were tweeting out saying, "Oh, this is great! I'm so happy." Da da da. But I noticed a lot of people that have, best way to put this, experienced police brutality and stuff on social media, have been tweeting out positive things about it. But obviously, for them, it's like this happens all the time for white people. They always get justice, whereas, you know, they don't. And I mean, it's worth celebrating, but it's not like changing anything at the moment. It's just something that should have been happening for years now.
Of course.
And it's taken a year when we've had the clear footage of the guy being killed.
And I also hate the fact that that they're always saying allegedly that Derek Chauvin, knelt his neck on George and knelt his knee on George. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
oh my God,
there was clear footage there of him doing it. And how are you going to say allegedly when, his face is on there? You know what I mean?
Like, did you hear about their case on how they were defending him, saying that, he was intoxicated or something? I'm like,
what?
So why does that matter? That's like so what? Do you know what I mean?
That's so inexcusable. It just makes me laugh.
It's like with is it rape cases where I've seen a lot of these where like there's quotes taken from the judges and then they're like, oh, but what outfit were they wearing or were they drunk? Like that doesn't matter. If they said no or they didn't say yes, that's a no.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of, I don't know. It's just, it's discriminative.
It's just disrespectful altogether to the victims, especially.
It makes me sick seeing someone of such high power try to use their power to make, like, not. I'm trying so hard. Use their power for evil and to like big themselves up and not help others.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just so wrong. And I feel like there should be something done if they see a judge and they're like making stupid opinions or saying just like, like the whole, I don't know how to put it, but if it's so obvious to the fact where it's like, you're obviously not taking this case seriously, their career should be reevaluated.
Oh, absolutely. Because they need to think about, what they're dealing with.
Yeah. It's like, it's not like working at a pizza place. It's not like, oh, you mess up, you give them pepperoni instead of margarita, so what? They can just take the pepperoni off. Whereas it's like there was a guy that got put in prison for like, was it like 20 years just because he was like, he stole a jumper or something.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember if that's true. It was something, it was like a petty crime. But then there's like people like, who was it? It was like two of the cops that killed Breonna Taylor that they got like let off or something, didn't they?
Yeah, I remember that.
So it's like this guy, I want to say he was African American as well. So it was like a petty crime. I think he like stole something or something little, and he got, I think it was like 19 years or something. And then there's these people that actually killed someone who was asleep, unprovoked, and they get off on it. And it's like, oh, what is the justice system? Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, though. Like the justice system is completely corrupt that way.
Yeah.
Because how are you going to let them off that way? Like, when someone was just sleeping in their own house and then it gets break into, and then they just lose their lives like that. You know what I mean?
And then they're all like, don't riot. But it's like, what, do you want us to like not, do you want them to not sleep as well? Oh, I don't know. It's just, oh.
But yeah, I will say though about this Derek Chauvin trial that's I think it's been concluded now. So he's facing 40 years in prison now for second-degree murder, up to 25 for third-degree murder, and 10 years for the second-degree manslaughter. So altogether, when you add that up, though, so it's like over 70 years that he's facing, which
Exactly.
it's a good step in the right direction for for getting justice served and that, and also George Floyd's family, the dead. I think they're given, is it nearly $30 million? I think it's nearly $30 million that they're all getting for this whole this whole thing that's going on surrounding the family, because it's just sad, man. And you got to think about as well, the protests are still going on, but obviously the protests are not getting covered by the media because they all want to portray a different agenda.
Yeah, I've got a question for you related to that, actually.
Okay.
Do you think that they convicted Derek Chauvin so the riots wouldn't get worse, or do you think they actually did it because they wanted justice?
See, this is a difficult one.
Yeah.
My mind is going that they probably convicted him just so the riots wouldn't outburst any further. But then again,
can you imagine how bad it would be if they were like, yeah, he isn't guilty.
Nah, yeah, he's guilty. Let him go. Like, riots would outburst all over the States.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing the riots in LA. Like, the riots were huge.
Yeah.
Like, you saw people, protesting down Hollywood, and they were going down downtown LA and everything, and it was absolutely mad.
Yeah, it's just that's it. Like, because I think that's one of the reasons why not a lot of people are celebrating this, is because they're like, well, maybe that's the reason he was convicted, not because he was actually guilty. It's a terrifying thought. 2021, we should be like equality, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I want to ask you as well, how's this year going for you compared to last year? Do you think this year is going to be is a lot better so far than it is to last year?
I personally think so. Yeah. For me personally, I think my mental health is a lot better than it was in lockdown first couple of times.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, in first lockdown, it was all right because there was that whole illusion that this was only going to last for 3 weeks and we'll be out soon.
Okay.
Which, looking back, is so irritating.
Oh, no. It really is.
See you in 3 weeks, mate. See you in a year and a half. Jesus. But, yeah, I'd say mental health is a lot better. Personally, I'm not, because I know a lot of people are really struggling with it, and I think that's really important to address.
Absolutely.
And please bear in mind, at Friends Over Foes podcast on Instagram and at Belittled Grafters, and also at Beach99, spelled XCIX, and at mini.james on Instagram. All of our DMs are open if you're struggling. And I think the charities are like Mind and, what was it, 116 123.
Mm-hmm.
Because we talk about this in Fallen, which is an unreleased song between me and Brandon, where we discuss in both of our verses, we talk about how people just feel so alone, and we talk about saying our DMs are open if anyone needs to talk or just chat or anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's very important we address that, because me and you both know how bad lockdown can be for mental health.
Yeah, 100%. Because we have talked about this before, and on our pages as well, about that. If you're feeling all alone and you need someone to speak with, we're here for you. And just know that there is always someone that you can talk to, even if you don't feel like there's no one, because there always is someone out there to come talk to you and help you and try and get you in the right state.
Yeah. And this can even cause for because there's some people that feel that they're not the people they need to concentrate on because all of their friends are suffering and they don't know it, but they're taking all the weight on their shoulders. So if that's happening to you as well, also feel free to message us and just chat. We're open. We're happy to help. But anyway, shall we move on to a more positive more positive subject now.
Oh, actually, I wanted to talk about the anti-lockdown protests that have been going on recently. Have you been looking? Have you been looking?
Gotcha.
Like, like there was anti-lockdown protests going on in Hyde Park, and there was one that happened a couple of weeks ago in Leeds, actually, just down in Town Hall. So
Really?
yeah. A lot of people have just been like protesting against lockdown, and they were just like going against the government. So, what are your thoughts on those? Because a lot of people, there's so many mixed opinions on this subject that it can be a quite controversial topic to talk about.
See, this is the thing, innit? The people that are controlling the government with stuff like that. Personally, I do think, I mean, they could be doing better. Personally, this is all just a personal preference. But I think somewhat compared to like other countries, I think we're doing quite well. But with that whole come out of lockdown and stuff, because we've just been talking about mental health with lockdown, so there's obviously people want to feel free to walk out, do things to take their mind off of the negative aspects of their life, which is a very strong point that the government need to take more care into. Either if we want to stay in lockdown, they should still listen and like set up an extra call line or something for NHS.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, like how when people go into stores, they have they're like, is it exempt or something? Basically saying that they can't wear a mask because of medical purposes. I feel like there should be certain uh, places, like arcades or something,
Yeah.
where people that are suffering with depression or anxiety or just anything to do with mental health, there should be certain places that they're allowed to go. So I don't know if that's been thought about before,
Hmm.
but I think it's quite important, especially because a lot of teenagers, because they're growing, their brain's still growing, um, and they're also going through all these emotions with tests and coursework and whether they're at school or not, or
Hmm.
do you know what I mean? And who knows? Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Skins before.
I've heard about it, but I haven't really like looked.
It's set in like British college, and each episode there's like a friend group, and each episode is like focused on one character at a time, saying like, "Oh, this person suffers with depression, and she hears voices," and then next one is like, "Oh, he feels alone, but he takes the piss out of people to make himself feel better." It's all like what they all go through and what they do, and so it's all just like, oh my god. But yeah, it's they should like take mental health more into consideration, because I know there's a lot of people that don't suffer with mental health, and obviously mental health is very hard to understand when you don't, you never had it. So a lot of people that are coming out being like, "Oh, you can stay in, it's fine, just be happy." They don't understand. So do you know what I'm trying to say? I feel like that is a very important thing to consider.
Definitely, because what you just said there is a valid point altogether when you wrap it up. Because
Yeah,
because the majority of the people that don't suffer from mental health don't know what it's like to suffer with mental health, because
yeah,
they don't understand that from our perspective. So it's just like,
yeah,
it's as simple to them for them to say, "Oh, just be happy and get on with life," but
yeah,
they
exactly.
don't know the layers underneath it of what comes with it. Because all of us have family or friends that suffer with mental health, and
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it affects us in a certain way, whether you have it or not. Like there's going to be someone close to you that's going to have it, and you need to find a way to be able to branch into that and be able to understand, what's going
yeah,
on in their minds, and how you can, tap into them and try and get them the help that they need. So
yeah,
that's definitely
and
it.
respect it, and just because, uh, because I have a lot of friends that have like PTSD and stuff like that, and I don't have that. but I try my best to understand it. But no matter how much I try and understand it, I won't understand it as much as someone that has had it
No.
or has it. But I think that's quite important to take in.
Yeah.
Because I think, especially with lockdown and like if for the people that have lost their jobs or not being able to see friends as much or just being stuck inside, all you're done is just inside on your own with your own thoughts. So you have so much more time to think about things. And that's where a lot of people have been overthinking, especially me. I've done it so many times recently, but I've started to realize that a lot of these thoughts are just, in a way, fake, like exaggerated. So I think when it comes to stuff like this, everyone are like, oh, shut up, stop protesting, this is stupid. I think that they just think the protesters are saying COVID's fake, it's not real, just carry on with life and pretend it isn't there. Whereas I think a lot of the people that actually are protesting this, it's actually because of their mental health is in such a poor place.
I think that's the main part of it as well.
Yeah.
That goes into it because, like you mentioned about the people that were saying that, oh, COVID's fake and all that, it's all a hoax. But then that COVID is as real as it gets, and I can tell you that because I've had it myself. So I can tell you what it feels like and what the whole procedure was.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that? Do you want to start off with like how you figured out it was COVID, what it felt like, and like the recovery, just like step by step?
Yeah. So it started back this was in January. It was just starting off, and Boris just announced that the UK is going into another national lockdown. And
oh God, yeah.
And it was just a week after that happened, like the whole country was shut down completely. So after that moment, my mum wasn't feeling well one day.
Yeah.
So she asked if she wanted to borrow if she can borrow my laptop so she could do her coursework at home. So that at that point she wasn't feeling well. So what I decided to do was I decided to go and get a COVID home test kit so she can take it. I decided to get one myself just in case. So we both got the test done at home, and then I sent it off. And then the next day, I got the results back, and then it just said that we tested positive for COVID. And then the next thing, I was just in bed. I couldn't, you just couldn't feel like you can't move out of bed. Like you feel weak, like you're just drained of your energy. That's what it felt like.
And like your muscles ache and that.
Yeah. And so I couldn't move out of my bed. My mum was dying in bed. Like I had to, like before I even knew I had COVID, like my mum was just in bed for a few days. So I had to go and go around the house, bring her up some food and do things around the house for her. And
can I just cut in for a sec? I just want to point out, I know Brandon very well. He is one of the healthiest people I've ever met. Eats healthy, drinks water, does a lot of exercise. So when you came to me telling me that you've had like this effect with COVID, that scared me, I'm not gonna lie, knowing how healthy you are.
I didn't want to say anything to anyone at the time because like I told you a couple weeks after when I still had it. Like I was the last one to still have it. So I had to like self-isolate myself in my room. I couldn't just go around the house anytime I want. The only time I could really go around the house is when I let like my mum know or my sister know when I'm going to a certain area in the house, just so I can, make some food or watch TV or something like that. So whenever I'm finished with that, I always had to, disinfect things that I touch, like the door handle, the bars and everything like that. I had to make sure that it's all disinfected so I don't pass it on. So after that happened, it was just, but I will say though that I was just weak of energy. I couldn't move out of bed. My breathing, it was painful to breathe because it felt like I was breathing in too much air and that my nostrils were burning. That's what it felt like.
Jeez.
It felt like my nostrils were open and it was burning me. And then I lost my sense of taste. I couldn't really taste.
Oh, yeah.
That lasted for a few days though. So
I've heard that that's one of the worst side effects because you can't even enjoy food or drink or anything.
no, you really couldn't though. Like I tried to eat some food, and like I wasn't eating that much that time as well. Like I didn't really want to eat much food because I just
Yeah.
didn't want to. Like neither did my mum, my sister, or anything like that. Like we were all shocked when we found out that we all tested positive. So I was thinking, where did I get it from? I was like, it must be from my mum because she was the first one that I identified as not being well because she was in bed.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking she must have got it from work or she must have got it from somewhere where she was going out. And she did mention that she did go to a supermarket at that point before she had it. So so we're still uncertain when she had it, but she did say at a workplace that they have a strict policy that they follow to make sure that everyone's all like, wearing masks when they need to, and they're all sanitized and everything. So there's no way that she could have got out of work, but we don't know. So
Yeah.
so I was just like, so I had COVID altogether for about, I say, 3 to nearly 4 weeks. So
Really?
yeah. So it was like nearly a month of me having that. So everyone else was clear because every week we had to get a test done, and the third test that we got done, my mum tested negative, and I was still positive. So I had to do 2 more tests until I was tested negative, and then that's when that all cleared up. Which was it was a mental experience though, because like my mum, she said it was the worst thing that she's ever had. Like she couldn't,
Really?
she couldn't do anything. Like she felt like she was like useless. She couldn't move or anything. Breathing was bad. Like we're having contagious cough and everything. Like
Yeah.
So after that happened, we was out of it and we was all good after that. But that whole experience, we don't know. We do not want to go through that again because we couldn't go anywhere.
It scared me a lot though, because I thought with COVID, with someone like you who's as healthy as you are, and as active, as energetic and stuff, I thought it wouldn't have much of a toll on you. But when you were like, "Oh, I've been bedbound for like 2 weeks, not being able to move, struggling to breathe," I was like, "Yeah, this is real." Not that I didn't think it was real, but like this is it's not like a common cold. It's similar effects, but just amped up a little bit, and it's just
That's what I'm saying though. My mum thought she had a cold before we had the testings done a few days later. Because because the symptoms that she were getting, it felt like it was just a common flu that she had. But when we got the results back from the NHS and then it said positive, then it was just like that. And then that's when it started to take a toll on us.
God.
But
that's it's not fun.
It's not though. But so I just want to say to those out there who have doubt that COVID is a hoax and that it's not. It's as real as it gets because I've had it, and you can take my word if you like. If you still think it's a hoax, then you go on with your mind. But I will just say that it's as real as it gets. So, but I will say though as well is that like this vaccine program that they're running at the moment is the reason that we're all getting out of this lockdown. Because if it weren't for this vaccine program that's going on, we would still be in lockdown regardless.
I've heard that they've been doing research on COVID since before it actually became known that COVID was a threat, is what I've heard.
Yeah.
So like they've been like, oh, COVID could be a possible thing in the future. Let's get some research so if it does happen, we can properly do this cure. And so I've heard it's been a long time coming. So if they had to start research as soon as COVID came out, then it would have like another year or two in lockdown.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, this is just what I've heard. I'm not a scientist or anything. I'm just a little rapper. But what do you think of the anti-vaxxers?
I'm still having thoughts about it. I haven't really come to a final conclusion on it, because I know there's a lot of like speculations going on that I just honestly, I don't even know what to say about it. Like, I'm just hoping that, because a lot of people are just putting a lot of like scare tactics on other people, into not taking it and that, and they're thinking, oh, the vaccine's gonna include this and it's going to decrease your life expectancy by 10 years, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you get COVID, that could like decrease your life expectancy by, you could die in like a month.
Yeah. But it also plays into factor that, if you have other health issues like diabetes or anything like that, then
Very true.
That can play a big part as well. Because I know that a lot of people that have those like health issues are at higher risk of dying from COVID.
Yeah, I actually saw a tweet on Twitter. Really, a tweet on? Obviously, a tweet is on. Never mind. I saw a tweet on Twitter, and it was this guy, and he retweeted something about the anti-vax, saying like, "I'm not a real doctor. I'm not a doctor or any way of like being in medicine, but I think it's a good. Like, I recommend getting the vaccine." And do you know who Ken Jeong is?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the people that don't know, he played Senior Chang in Community and the guy from Hangover. I've forgotten his name now. Do you remember what his name is in Hangover?
I can't remember, because it's been a while since I've seen it, innit?
He's the guy with the monkey, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And before he was an actor, he was actually a doctor. So he retweeted that saying, I have like a degree or whatever.
Okay.
I recommend taking it. So there's also that to think about. He's very pro-vaccine, and he's actually had experience in it and stuff. So, yeah, I think
that's good.
Yeah.
So a lot of people can take that into consideration. But what I'm going to say as well is that, have you heard that that Prince Philip has a yacht made under his name, which will cost him about £200 million?
Really?
Yeah, this just came out today. Prince Philip has a yacht under his name in his honor. So a lot of people are talking about this, and I don't know. It's just, why are you going to spend $200 million on a yacht for Prince Philip? It's just baffling.
Because it's not like he's going to be on it.
I just
in the most respectful way, like,
yeah, but I mean, it's just like that money could be going to something else a lot better than just a yacht. You know what I mean? Like, you could be funding school meals. You could be helping the homeless. You could be donating to, you know what I mean? You could be sending out more food and supplies out to those who need it. You know what I mean? Like, that money could be going elsewhere. But the government's like, no, $200 million on a yacht for Prince Philip?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
God. I've just realised this episode is quite a serious, discuss political views kind of episode.
I know, it's crazy, I didn't really think it would make that turn. Like, we discussed mental health, we discussed COVID, the vaccines. Jeez, man.
Yeah, just a lot of things. And we've still got a couple of things to go through.
Oh boy, I don't even know what the list is, so you just gonna have to say it away, man, because
all right. Final serious topic. The one, the only, the man who felt like a man, Lil Mosey.
Oh, no.
I had to take the piss out of his freestyle. It's hilarious.
God. Why are you doing like that, man? Why are you doing like that?
Bro, it's basically, if those people who don't know, what was the song that made Lil Mosey famous? I've been trying to think about this. I have no idea.
I need to look this up, though, because I don't really listen to Lil Mosey like that.
Because I know he had a big song that was like Blueberry Fargo or something.
Yeah, Blueberry Fargo. 260 million views on Lyrical Lemonade.
But that was like recently. What was his actual? Was it 2 years ago, noticed.
Noticed.
Might be that one. I have no idea. But basically, for those that don't know, he's been accused of rape, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he like run though? I heard he went on the run.
Did he run? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I heard they were like he was wanted or something.
All right.
I swear down, he was like, yeah. I think he's pled not guilty, Annie.
At the moment.
Wait, who was it Kodak Black that pled guilty to sexual assault as well?
Oh yeah, another thing popped up for him, didn't he? So he could be potentially sent back after he got pardoned by the president.
Could you imagine if he got sent back?
I mean, like, how many months has he been out for? Like 4 months since he got pardoned by Trump.
Yeah,
that's mad. That.
But yeah, I don't really want to talk about Lil Mosey too much because I don't know the full accusations. I've heard it was like at a party or something, and the woman had bruises and stuff, and he was like, "Nah, it's not me."
Yeah.
So I don't want to give my verdict because I feel like there isn't enough information to be like, oh, this is obviously this, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And same with Kodak Black. But I think
Kodak, man, he just loves prison, man. He just doesn't want to leave. It's like every time he gets out, he just wants to come back in. It's like, hey, what other crimes can I cause to get myself back in the pen?
Yeah, oh my god, yeah.
But Lil Mosey,
get him some more hype.
Yeah, Lil Mosey, I will say though, I've heard that if he is convicted of these charges that are put against him, that he could be life sentenced. Apparently,
really?
Yeah.
Well, one of the reasons I wanted to bring this up actually was, do you follow the Instagram page that's just rap?
Yeah.
Well, when they put it up on their store, on their feed, it was like Lil Mosey wanted for rape charge. The majority of the comments were like, oh, Lil Mosey wouldn't have done that. And then there was one comment that honestly got on my nerves. It said, women need to stop making up these lies or something.
Oh my god.
And I can't believe we're living in an age where men are still trying to belittle women's voices. I think that's the best way to put it. Because I feel like if it was another way around, if it was Lil Mosey accuses a woman of, they'll be like, oh, if this was the other way around. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it's very double standard.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it, I think. I don't know. I just read that comment and it like angered me so much.
It just shadows the actual victims that are, have been in those situations. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like
stop muting people's voices.
I know, but then also a lot of people tend to have like trust issues, like especially like with these influencers that go on and said that they've been sexually harassed by this guy or this other guy, and then it turns out to be a lie. Then a lot of people on social media tend to have like these trust issues about or are they telling the truth or are they trying to gain something out of it? But
yeah.
Honestly though, like you just can't come to that assumption that these girls might be lying about Lil Mosey's
what
rape.
I'm saying.
You know what I mean? It's just wrong though, because you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know them. Were you there when it happened? I thought so. I thought so. Like no one knows what happened, but Lil Mosey and the girls or anyone else that were there at the party.
Exactly. So to the fellow friends that are listening, I'm not saying Lil Mosey definitely did it. I'm not saying he definitely didn't do it. All I'm saying is don't disregard someone's accusations just because you thought you knew the person when you were just a fan.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we've all done it at one point. I did it once with Michael Jackson, but obviously we don't know all evidence with that. I've heard a couple of things, like one of the guys accused him for sexually assaulting him in the Netherlands train station or something, but actually the date he gave was 2 years before the train station was actually constructed. That was the argument I had for that certain one. But like, just because you've heard the music and what they talk about in the songs doesn't mean it's definitely them as an actual person.
Exactly.
I think that's all I've got to say about that situation, to be honest.
Yeah, same here, though. Like, I'm not going to speak on it further until we get more information out of it, because I know this is going to be a long battle that they're going to go into, because cases like these tend to, they tend to last out a bit. So we're going to leave it out for another day until we get some more information out.
Yeah. But yeah, let's try and lighten up this podcast, because so far we've talked about Black Lives Matter, COVID-19, rape.
It's all we want to hear now, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that it needs to be talked about, but this is a podcast.
Yeah. It does.
Trying to be, next episode will be a lot, much more lighthearted.
Oh, 100%. I'm gassed for these next few episodes, Yeah. I can't wait to get people on there. Like, we talked about Harry getting on. I talked about Zach coming on last episode.
Yeah.
I want to get all these people on. I just want to have a laugh.
We've got my brother coming on. We've got Table. We've got Ollie. And we have so many more other ideas for guests as well. But I'm just excited, man.
Same.
Do you know what we should do? We should do like a parody episode when we release our album and just be like, today we're here with Belittled Grafters. And then we're like, oh, yeah. Just I think it'd be quite funny.
Oh, yeah. How you doing? Are you right there? Yeah, we just released an album. Yeah.
Do you know what we should call it? Season 1 Deluxe.
Oh, my God. You're just taking the piss out of Deluxe albums now, aren't it?
Yeah, it's stupid. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I've got a question for you.
Oh boy, hit me.
So, for those that don't know, Brandon is you're a very hardworking producer, and you also rap on the side sometimes, right?
That's right.
So, I'm going to change the situation a bit up, actually. Say you're in like DJ Khaled's shoes, right? Say if you were signed to a record label, they came to you saying, we want you to create an album, maybe like 10 tracks long or something, but we want all of those tracks to have a different artist on. Who would you choose for features?
For the features?
Like a bucket list, yeah.
Okay.
Like all time.
Yeah.
We'll do like a couple bonuses, like a deluxe bonus for dead artists.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to know what you think, because you're the man for features, so I think it'd be quite interesting to hear what you got to say about this.
The 10 tracks, like I'll list all the features that I'm going to feature on this album. Oh, man. All right.
So this is like a dream album produced by, and you can also have other producers as well as a feature if you want.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. So, my features list, gonna have Kendrick, Cole.
Yes.
They're the first two that comes to my mind.
Straight up.
Then we're gonna Kanye. I'll love to have Kanye, because Kanye.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Like I can have him as either an artist or a producer, because he works.
Exactly.
So,
I think I'd rather have him as a producer, to be honest.
Yeah, because boy, if you give Kanye a sample and then he can flip that shit. Yo, yeah. I just love, I love his production on there, man.
Yeah.
But DJ Premier, he's worked with a lot of artists back in the 90s, like Biggie. Yeah, he's just a sick producer.
That's cool.
I love to get Rihanna on there as well. Like I've been talking about Rihanna, getting Rihanna.
I'd love to get Rihanna.
And yeah, she's sick, man. She's sick. And then
the energy she brings, man.
100%. How many did I list there? 1, 2, 3, 4.
So we got Kendrick Cole,
Kanye, DJ Premier, Rihanna. That's 5.
Rihanna, that's 5.
I like to get Polo G because he's my favorite artist at the moment as well. And actually,
really,
yeah, Polo G's. Yeah, I feel like Polo G is like this generation's rapper.
Yeah, like the rapper right now.
Yeah. Because I feel like he takes time into his craft, and I respect what he's doing. I respect the work rate, so I definitely get him on there as well.
Hell yeah!
So Polo G, I like to get. Who do we get? It could be any artist, like UK. It can be
Yeah.
whatever. Oh, sick. Okay. I like to
Could be a
get.
country artist if you wanted.
Oh, I like to be Fredo.
Ooh, that's a good shout.
Fredo, UK artist. He's sick. Love his flow.
2 more.
Yeah, Young Ads. He's in D Block Europe.
Yeah.
Sick artist. Him. And I like to get. I want to save this one for a producer. You know.
Okay. I'm surprised you haven't said Dre yet. I'm not gonna lie.
Dre, Dr. Dre, man. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
To be fair, if I was to get like huge, like Kendrick Lamar kind of level huge, one of the things I would do is get you and Dre to produce a track for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god, man! Imagine if me and Dre produce a track.
But I think there's like a little what is it, like a diagram? What is it? The 2 circles. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that you do that Dre doesn't do, and a lot of stuff that Dre does that you don't do.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's a little part that like beautifully crosses over. It's like old school 80s hip hop kind of vibes. I feel like you two would work so well together on stuff like that.
I just can't imagine though, like the dynamic between us. You know what I mean? It's like the UK Dr. Dre working with the real Dr. Dre. Nah. I ain't gonna put myself like that. Like,
right. I mean, I might not say UK. I'd say Leeds. I think you're up there for producers. Just people don't know who you are. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
you just need that recognition.
I like to remain anonymous, I guess.
You want to sit down and stay humble,
like Kendrick, yeah.
Yeah, boy. I'll tell you what. You have 2 bonus tracks on this album, right? One of them is local artists from Leeds. You can pick like as many features as you want, and the other one is dead artists.
Dead artists. Okay.
Yeah, so like anyone that's dead. And you can have as many features as you want on these songs. Like you could have 8 features if you wanted.
Well, the first dead artist that comes to my mind is Biggie.
Yeah, I feel like if you got Biggie and Pac on like a track, it would be pretty big.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? Like that'll be sick, honestly. Just to get I just like to get I want to just have Biggie, you know, how he sounds on like modern music. Because he can work with it definitely.
Can you imagine like a Juice WRLD and Biggie kind of track?
That would work, you know. I can see that happening.
I think it would really work.
Yeah, definitely. Because like Biggie, he's just chilled with his flow, and you know what I mean. Like he doesn't try when he's like rapping, which I actually respect for him.
Yeah, it's so like relaxed and just you know what I mean. It's not trying too hard, but in the you know what I mean. It all just works really well, and how he did it.
Yeah, definitely
impressive.
It's sick, man.
Yeah, so dead artist track. I feel like I should stop saying dead. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Passed away artists. I'm trying to be respectful.
Deceased artists.
Deceased artists. That's the word I was looking for. I was like, there is a word.
Yeah.
Yeah, deceased artist track. So you've got Biggie. Anyone else?
Biggie.
Or would it just be Biggie?
X. I think Biggie and X, right? I don't know. To them, I see them kind of like similar. Like
really?
In a sense, though. Like even though X has got that raw sound, I feel like Biggie and X can work in some way because like X is just he's a diverse artist. Like he can work on like rock metal tracks. He can work on some emotional type shit. So I feel like he could work on something with Biggie.
Well, I would have paired it. It would either be Biggie and Juice or X and Pac. And I'm not saying X was the modern Pac. Don't come at me. Because I know a lot of people say that, and a lot of people get death threats and stuff because they say stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, X will never live up to Pac. Like, yeah, we get your opinions strong.
X is cool. Just X. Pac is Pac. You know what I mean? There's no comparison.
Like, no matter their styles and their diverseness, I still feel like they would deliver on a track together. They would work really well together.
Yeah.
Both their voices, the lyric content, the flows. Like if Pac was like, right, we're just going to run spit, X would be like, yeah, I'm down.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Juice WRLD and Biggie, I just feel like that'd be. Like, I'm surprised Juice WRLD hasn't been like called the modern Biggie or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I know it's like Biggie's Biggie, innit? So
Yeah,
but people like to make these comparisons nowadays.
I know, but they're all their own person, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like to throw these comparisons out usually. But,
yeah, I don't either.
But it's just like, you know, obviously people want to. The joy is though, it's just nostalgia. Like a lot of people just like to, you know, live off from nostalgia. So when people hear Pac and Biggie, they're like, oh, they're the greatest rappers of all time, and that sort of
Even
thing.
the whole Pac's better than Biggie because Pac had more albums, or Biggie's better than Pac because Biggie lasted longer. I don't know. I've heard that one before.
Yeah. But
terrible argument.
No. But when they're both good in their own way, though, and they're both like, you know, they're both carved as legends in hip hop, and they have been for like nearly 30 years now, which is mad.
It's like what Cole said in Middle Child, wasn't it? Is it like they act like two legends cannot coexist?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's in the music or in the living world, I think.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We shouldn't have to pit people against each other.
I know.
Anyway, so you're saying Biggie and X, did you say?
Biggie and X, yeah. But like some people will be like, what? Biggie and X? I think it'll be an interesting dynamic to go through, honestly.
They'll definitely listen. Tell you that.
Oh yeah, they'll listen to it for sure because X has a big name now. You know what I mean? And like, you know, he's like up there.
Oh my! I've just R.I.P. DMX as well.
Shit, yeah. Oh,
completely forgot about that.
Yeah, another point as well. Rest in peace, DMX, man, because these past few weeks have been tough for everyone in hip hop as well. Everyone, even your mum, your nan, will know who DMX is. He's been going through a battle, a long drug battle, and then it just got the best of him, unfortunately, because he's been fighting demons inside his head, and those demons were just too much for him. But
I really like when I first heard, because we were out when we got the news as well. We were out just hanging out.
We was literally out, yeah. So on that day, we were having a photo shoot, and then we just got the news that DMX just passed away, and we were all just shocked. We didn't think that this would happen, but it was a point I knew where it was over for him when the reports. When the reports came out that he was quote unquote brain dead. So at that point, it was just like he has no conscience of his mind. So it's just like there's no hope for him from what they were saying. So it's like people just like lost it at that point. But when they had to announce his death,
like I know a lot of people that have lost a family friend or a family member or a friend in lockdown, whether it's COVID or not. Like whether you see it coming, like whether in hospital and you know it's their last couple of days, no matter what condition they are and you know it's going to happen, it'll always be a shock, even if you can see it coming.
Yeah.
It's weird, and I don't know why, because it's like, I don't know, like when you see something coming and you're like say if you're in a horror, like you're watching a horror film and jump scare and you're like, I saw it coming, don't bother me. But with death, it's just like, even if everyone is telling you it's going to happen in the next hour or something, and you know it is, and you're telling you know it, but it happens and you're still there, just like, can't believe it though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just mad though still. But yeah, the RIP to DMX still, man. But like he has a big legacy in hip hop. A big legacy.
Yeah.
Like he's been carved as like, you know, an OG legend because he should be. You know what I mean? He's been in the game.
I think he's been and done it. Like his record for albums, like was it his first 5 albums or something?
Mm-hmm.
They like went number 1, didn't they?
Yeah, all of them.
Is that correct? 5? Is it the first 5? I can't remember how many.
The first 5 albums.
Like that was a record. I'm pretty certain anyway.
Yeah.
But I think even for those people that only know like 2 of his songs, which I am actually one of those people. But I've heard some of his others, but I just I can't name them or remember them. But I know he's one of the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one video sums him up the best for knowing how loved and respected he was in the rap game. Have you seen that live video, like the video of him playing live at a concert? And it literally looks like he's playing a concert to the rest of the world.
Oh, it's beautiful, man. Like
the crowd is massive, like to the horizon. It's insane.
Crazy though, man. The amount of people he can bring together. Yeah, it's mad, man.
Yeah. But yeah, rest in peace to DMX.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like we should let's go back to trying to lighten up the mood again.
Oh yeah, we just lit up the mood and then we just toned it down just a bit. But yeah, but we had to mention that though, especially
definitely,
especially with us being hip hop artists. You know what I mean? It just makes sense.
But yeah, so you said Biggie
and X.
And X. All right, so if a record label came to you and was like, oh, the other bonus track is we want you to get Leeds artists, like artists from Leeds. They can be singers, rappers, producers. Who would you go for?
Singers, rappers. I would go Maya Craig on the track. She's a local artist from Leeds. She's up there. Yeah. And maybe Graft? Yeah. Maya Craig and Graft.
Oh my god. Yeah, did you see, was it an Instagram comment that Graft did?
What?
He put something up about dropping a track for the first time since the rap game. And someone commented something like, I'm still going to listen, but the hype's kind of dropped with you. And he replied with like, I am the hype or something. Basically, like that was basically summed up what he said. But the way he put it was so cool. It was like, when you read something, you're like, yeah, that's definitely him.
Yeah.
See if it's still on his Instagram page, because it was like, I am the hype. Or like, I never lost hype. I've just been manifesting it or something.
Yeah.
Very, very graft.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's insane as an artist. I think he's brilliant.
Like, honestly though, like a lot of people have just been like too impatient, and they've just been trying to like, not seep in, what he's trying to do, because not everything has to, come out straight away. He has a strategy that he follows, and he's following that strategy plan on when he's releasing music or when he's going to do other things, because he's doing a lot of things at the moment. Like he's doing press, he's doing interview, he's doing newspaper coverages and that. You know what I mean? He's doing a lot of that.
I've just found it.
What's that? Oh, the comment.
So yeah, someone put, I rate you, but you've killed your hype by not releasing for ages. And he replied saying, my hype can't be killed because I'm in this forever. You'll quickly learn. He's so cool.
No, it's true though. Honestly, that's true.
Oh my God. I think, do you know what I think would be an insane collab?
Go on.
I would say Mans and is it Cole LC?
Mm-hmm.
I think they would do something cool together.
Yeah, definitely. Because you know what they're like?
Because they both can sing, they both can rap. So, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's mad still though. Like with Cole LC, right? Though, like I've been seeing all like the comments that he's been getting and on all that. Like I think I mentioned this to you before about how he's a wannabe Justin Bieber and wannabe Ed Sheeran. It's like, fam. I'll take that as a compliment, because if he's like a wannabe Justin Bieber or an Ed Sheeran, though, then he must be really good in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's honestly stupid, though, but like, he's doing his own thing, though, and he's not letting any comments or negativity get to him. So Yeah, man. And he's doing bits as well. Like he's collabing with like
He's
one of the big UK artists.
Who is it that he was collabing with? Is
Notes,
it Dino?
Notes, Dino.
Yeah,
he collaborated with one.
Wait, he's played at Leeds Fest, didn't he? That's
he's
what
playing
it
at
is.
Leeds Fest, like with a lot of the big artists. Yeah,
he's doing bits.
Yeah. Because he's signed to a label, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, fair play to him. He's worked hard. He's done his bit. I think he's proven himself.
Oh, 100%. It's good for him as well because he's got a team backing him. He's got the marketing campaign and everything, to push his brand and his music out.
Exactly.
So he's doing good for himself though, Amanda. But yeah,
big things for Leeds. Tell you that.
100%.
Like, I honestly think when we finish our projects, when I finish my album, you finish your EP, Harry does his thing, Mans and the Prince do their things. And I genuinely think by that time we would have either not made a name for ourselves, but got ourselves out there at least. And either by then or after the next project, I think we'll start putting... I'm not saying it's just going to be us putting Leeds on that, but I think there's a lot of other artists in Leeds that I don't know and both know and don't know are doing bits.
Yeah.
Like, it's very... I don't think I've heard like a Leeds artist and been like, how have they got this many views? This isn't good at all. I generally don't know. I don't remember thinking about that by anyone. Like, I have a lot of hope and positive thoughts towards the Leeds rap game, personally.
That's good. That's a good mindset to think about.
Yeah, I have a lot of hope in that.
Yeah, same here, man. Same, because there is a lot of good talents coming out of it as well, and there's a lot of talent that hasn't been discovered yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know who's watching or listening to you out there.
Exactly.
Like, there could be a label, there could be a manager, there could be someone out there that could, link you, get you onto something and link you to the next person that could have connections to this person in the industry, and that could, give you a big opportunity to break out, sort of thing, and give you more support to push you further. So there's always someone out there. So for anyone out there that's listening, and like, there's always going to be someone out there that's going to listen to you. And that's so. If you make videos, if you make music, or if you do anything else, like push your work out there on the social media. Just push it out there, because there's always going to be someone out there, regardless, that's going to pick up on you. That's my advice, anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just a matter of right place, right time.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I haven't told you this yet, and this isn't even a scam. I know this for a fact. I did my research. One time when it was like the first, like, I just finished writing "Still Grieving." For those that don't know, "Still Grieving" was the first song I ever released. It was like 3 years ago, 2018, 17, something like that. Longer than I remember. But me and my mate and his girl were outside of Sainsbury's car park, and there was this like Canadian guy just chatting away. And he came up to us like, "Yo, can we just chat?" And he was like the nicest guy, I swear on. And he was telling us how he's like doing this festival in Bradford, and it's like loads of artists go and stuff. And he was telling us about his cousin, and he had like proof, everything, of pictures with his cousin and this other artist that his cousin had worked with. And he was like, "Give me your number and we'll talk." But I kind of lost the number.
Oh. And guess who the artist was?
Go on.
Chance the Rapper.
Oh my God.
Quavo. So at the time I was like, oh yeah, I know he's really big. That's kind of cool. But at the time I wasn't too sure rap was definitely what I wanted to do. And I was like, Chance the Rapper, not too sure. But now I know a lot about Chance the Rapper. I'm fully invested in this music thing. Can you imagine?
Honestly, man.
I still think about that day, and I have so much. That's like, when someone says, "Do you have any regrets?" That would be the one thing I would say.
Absolutely, man. Like, like the link with Chance the Rapper, like out of anyone, that's huge. That's huge, man.
And you know who put Chance the Rapper on the map as well? Childish Gambino.
That's crazy.
And a lot of you know how I feel about that.
Oh yeah, all of us know how you feel about Childish Gambino.
Oh, it's so frustrating. I haven't really told anyone that because I'm kind of embarrassed on how clumsy I was with that.
Nah, that's crazy though. Still, that's honestly crazy. That just happens like that. You're mad. But you know what though?
He was the nicest guy as well.
Yeah, but there's always going to be another opportunity that's going to swing by. So you ain't missed out on like the big thing. There's always going to be something else coming there. So yeah, that's mad still, man. Honestly.
Oh, I can't believe I've never told you that story.
I can't believe you're telling me this now.
Man. I know.
I feel so.
I just remembered that. But yeah, for those that are listening, that's the perfect example of right place, wrong time. But if you get the right place, right time, it's Italian French kiss, or whatever you call it. Chef kiss. Bro, messed that. But yeah, I think, we'll get there. We'll get our right place, right time. We'll get our Chancellor Rapper moment.
100%. Just got to work hard, man.
Mad.
Hard work, man.
Exactly. No.
So, we got anything else to put down on the list, or are we just about done?
I think we're pretty much done. I think we've been talking for like 2 hours, maybe.
Oh, mad. I don't even know if we've been talking that long, but yeah.
So we could we can sort of clean it up in the edit. But for now, I think it's time to say goodbye, innit?
Yeah. That sounds good, man.
We'll see you in like 2 months.
2 months, man. Like, you're gonna let everyone wait that long?
Can you imagine? It takes us like 2 years to finish the first season.
Oh my god, no, man. Better late than never, I suppose.
But yeah. Also, before we leave, me and Brandon want to say a huge shout out to everyone that supported the first episode.
Oh yeah, the support on the first episode was insane because we didn't expect to get this many impressions and downloads coming through. Like
how many did we get in the end?
In total, when I checked it, we had 41 downloads, which I thought was mad. Like,
I checked last, I think it was yesterday, we had like 45.
Jeez, we got 4 more since then. Wow.
Like I went in thinking, we'll only get like 15 max. 45. That is insane. Shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to everyone that's tuned into our podcast, man, because we got so much more that we want to cover on. Like, this is only the start. We haven't even like got off to what we want to do yet. So there's so much that we want to do, man. But
yeah, this is our first things first.
Welcome.
Wait, the EP now.
Welcome to.
Yeah, we can't drop that. We can't release that.
Not yet. It'll soon come though. EP coming soon.
We'll get that. We've been saying that for like the past 20 years.
I know. But we're working extremely hard on our project. We want it to be like really good.
Yeah. We don't have yes men, so it's a lot easier to figure out what's right.
Exactly, though.
And I only have 2 more songs to finish writing for on my album, so that's that, which is amazing, an amazing feeling.
Definitely.
But we're not partying yet. We're not done yet. We'll get there.
Yeah, for sure. Like, do you know what we should have as well when we release our projects? Like, we should just have a party for it, like an after party.
I say release party. We should throw a party like the night that it drops, and everyone that's there, we play the EP like a couple hours before.
Oh yeah.
Like, we get the VIPs. The VIPs will just be everyone that's been involved, like production, writers, just everything. Yeah. And then just invite everyone that we actually care about. So if you're not invited, we don't care about you.
Oh, that's a bit harsh, isn't it?
No. Me also, Brandon and I really want to do a documentary surrounding this journey of our first Belittled Grafters project and everything. So hopefully we'll get that done as well.
It'll come soon. Don't worry about it, you lot.
We've also got to do music videos. We've also got to finish my album, do my music videos.
Yep.
It's just.
But we won't say too much though. Like, we're gonna leave it for another time. But
Yeah, that's all we're going to say. But yeah, shout out to all of you lot that have been supportive. We hope you keep it up, and we hope you keep enjoying what we have to say about random subjects.
And who knows?
And please don't take our opinions too seriously, because this is just us being us.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for tuning in.
Oh, and we'll see you lot in the next episode.
Yes, and remember, our DMs are always open for those that are suffering with mental health problems.
Damn straight.
Hell yeah. Anyway, we'll see you in episode 3. Hopefully in like a week or so, but we can't guarantee it.
All right, sweet.